Hey everyone, it's Stella Grizont. Are you questioning whether or not you should stay in your job? Are you wondering, what the heck am I doing with my life? Are you finding it harder and harder to wake up and face the day ahead? Well, if so, you're not alone, right? That's probably a challenge that most people are facing pre-pandemic, and now the environment has only gotten more intense, right? And forcing us to question, how are we leading meaningful lives, and how are we spending our time? And if you have children at home and you're taking care of them and trying to juggle a lot, it may be very difficult to motivate, but also it may be putting things in perspective for you. So the first thing I tell all of my clients before they jump ship or start Googling new jobs online is to think about how it is that they really want to be in their work, in their life, and what does success mean to them. Now, I'm not asking them for all that they want to accomplish. I'm not asking for them for what title that they want or how much money they want. I'm asking them about what's the quality of experience that you want to have every day? How do you want to be being? What are the feelings you want to have around your day-to-day? And this is the thing that most people skip. Most people, when it comes to defining what success means or figuring out what they want, they do it backwards. I call it backwards logic. And that's just because we're taught to do it that way. We pick something that sounds right, we go out, we achieve it, we get the job, we get the exciting project, and then we realize, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Or maybe something lands in your lap and you just say yes to it, and you're like, I feel like I should have made a better choice somewhere along the lines. So if this is you, what you want to first do is ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What do I want to experience more of? Is it more creativity? Is it more peace? Is it more recognition? Is it more influence and having a seat at the table? Is it more opportunities to grow? Is it more challenge, right? So you want to think about how you want to feel. And to help you with that, I have an exercise that I actually give all of my clients to do in the work happiness method, and I'm happy to give it to you. It's called the Vision Generator. And if you go to visiongenerator.com, you can download this worksheet that will help you articulate what your vision is for success. And by vision, again, it's not a list of achievements. It's about, how do you want to be? So that once you're clear on that, you can then pick conscious goals that will get you there, right? You don't want to pick goals and then realize you're not where you want it to be, or this doesn't feel as satisfying as you thought it would, right? So if you want to land in a place of fulfillment and being most alive, you have to describe that state to yourself first. So do that exercise. That inner work is the most important work. If you skip it, you probably will just find yourself continuing to feel the way you feel. Or if you do end up going somewhere else, it doesn't mean that it's going to be different, right? You could still end up having a very challenging relationship with a manager, or feel like you're burning out, or feel uninspired, right? That can follow you no matter where you go. And so I always tell people, do the inner work first so that you can be very clear about how to job craft your existing role, or what to ask as you're interviewing, so you make sure you're landing in a place that's truly a good fit. So once you do the vision generator, which I think is your first step, or to do any introspective exercise that will really help you get clear on, what do I want to experience and be more of? Then what I would do is see how you could start cultivating that right here and now, right? So I just spoke to someone who says she is in a marketing role, but it's not as creative as she thought it was going to be. She does a lot of administrative stuff, and it's very draining. So my challenge to her was, well, how can you be more creative now, even if your job description doesn't change? right? So one of the things she does is she loves to paint and she loves to draw. And so I would encourage you to find a way, even if it is outside your job, to be how you want to be. And then third is acknowledge that you are being that way. So I call this the virtuous trifecta. It's a triangle, and I have it in a slide, but I don't, you know, it's a triangle. So the very first point on the triangle is to be aware, to have the self-awareness of what's important for you and how you want to be. The second point on the triangle is to make conscious choices based on what you know to be true about what brings you alive. And then the third point on that triangle is to appreciate the choices that you're making. The thing is, you actually may have a perfectly awesome job, but you're not necessarily appreciating what kind of good fit it is or how it enables you to be who you want to be, because you're kind of just paying attention to all the stuff that sucks, which is totally normal. And you're in a pandemic, and maybe you've been homeschooling kids and you're tired of doing the dishes for the millionth time. So just some perspective. So those are the steps that I would take right now before you go out there looking for jobs. Is do the vision generator, go to visiongenerator.com and get clear on how you want to feel and be. Pick one state that you can cultivate right now. Do some activities towards that. And then appreciate at the end of the day, each day, ask yourself, in what ways was I creative today? In what ways was I an authentic leader to my team? In what ways did I listen more deeply? In what ways did I exercise my influence? Whatever it is that you want to be more of, check in. You can be your own feedback loop for yourself. I know for many folks, especially now, working remotely, you're missing the feedback loop because you're just not seeing your coworkers and your manager as frequently as you used to. And so be your own feedback loop. And what you'll do is you'll recognize how you actually have more control over your experience than you think. And that control and that sense of agency actually may do the trick for you in terms of feeling better about what it is that you're doing. So that would be where I start first. And if you feel like overwhelmed, you don't know how to go about it, I mean, there's a lot more to this equation to figure out what's next if it's not your job. But I would certainly start there. And you may even consider if there's some very specific way that you'd like to change something up, maybe you can have a conversation with your boss about it. So that, my friends, is step one for if you're starting to question, what the heck am I doing? And what do I really, really want? And should I even be thinking about going elsewhere? Start with that inner work first. See what you can control right now and appreciate what choices you're making. And just notice what you notice about that. Notice what you notice about that experience of appreciating how you're taking control of your circumstances, even when everything else feels out of control. I hope that's helpful, and I hope you stay well and that your family is well. If you like this video, give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel, and you can even hit that little bell so you're notified every time I do a video. And that's it. Until next week. Bye.